Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. Today I've taken you on my walk with me to have a little chit chat, have a little catch up. I've asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions, so we're just going to have a little catch up. I thought it was overdue, a little Q&A. So I did only ask on Instagram, so if you're not already following me on Instagram, follow me on there. Sometimes I only ask you guys to ask me questions on there, sometimes I only ask on YouTube, and sometimes I ask both. But yeah, so make sure you are following my Instagram, make sure you are subscribed as well, and that you click the bell button so you get a notification every time I upload, and also when I post in the community tab and ask you guys to ask me some questions, so you can get an opportunity to have your question answered. As always guys, if you enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up, and also if you have any questions or any kind of questions about the questions I'm answering, if that makes sense, then you can leave it down below. We can have a little catch up in the comments. But yeah, so question one, what does a typical day in your life look like? Well, a typical day in my life, if you guys want to see what a typical day in my life looks like, my what I eat in a day videos are basically vlogs. So I basically take you through my day and I show you what it looks like. But a quick summary is, now the kids are back to school, basically. I get up in the morning, get the kids ready, get myself ready, take them to school. Then I will go to the gym and train. Then I come home, clean, and then I'll get some work done. So either film a video, edit in, and then I'll have lunch around that time. Then I'll go pick up the kids again and then take them home, cook dinner. Then I will go for my walk in the evening and then get the kids ready for bed. I'll have dinner as well, somewhere around there, and then get myself ready for bed and go to bed. So what did you do for work before social media? So before social media, I was a support worker. So I basically, an adult support worker. So I basically worked in a day centre. We would pick them up and then either take them out during the day to activities, do things with them, or at the day centre we would do activities with them as well. Like, and we would obviously provide like personal care and stuff like that as well. So that's what I was doing for a few years. And before that I was working in like care homes and stuff. So I've always been in like the care kind of sector, but I did really love working with adults with special needs. I really did want to work with children with special needs, but obviously now I'm doing this and I do love this and I want to have a career in like fitness and health. But that is also like one of my other kind of passions, because it doesn't really pay massively, but it is one of the most like rewarding jobs as well. Do you miss anything about the person you were before you lost weight? Because I'm still the same person. I've just improved my health and I've grown, so I don't necessarily miss anything about her, because she's me. I feel like I've only changed for the better. It's not like I've changed and there's things that I don't know I could do before that I can't do now. How many calories did you start off eating? I started off with 1,800 calories. After I think about 7-8 months, I reduced it to 1,500 for probably about a month, and then I increased it back to 1,800. Only reason I did that is because my weight loss started to slow as I started to build muscle. I thought that I was hitting a plateau, but I wasn't. I was probably just building muscle, and then I just ended up getting really hungry, so I had to increase my calories again. So yeah, pretty much throughout my whole weight loss I was on 1,800 calories. When you first started your weight loss journey, did you only do cardio or strength training too? I do like have video saying what exercise I did to lose weight, and I go into more detail, but basically all I did was walk on the treadmill for 20 to 30 minutes 5 days a week on an incline. And I eventually added in the elliptical, and then after I would say like 2 months I started going down into the weights room with the machines, and I just kind of played around with it, like looked at the pictures on the machines and kind of like just had a little play around with it after I did like my cardio. But the initial kind of first few months I just stuck with cardio, and then I eventually started doing like boot camp, which is more like CrossFit-y kind of workouts where you're moving around. It's kind of more cardio, but you are lifting kind of weights and stuff. And then I eventually did weight training. So yeah, that's kind of how I did it. Getting really out of breath. This is not good. I think it's because I was just walking up a hill. Right? I'm not getting out of breath just by walking on a flat path. Right? Don't worry about me. Right? That was quite a steep little hill bit there that I was just walking up. Jeez, and it's really hot. How often do you go to the gym in a week? So in a week, on my training program, and what I aim for is 5 times a week. So my training is, I've got 2 upper body sessions, 2 leg sessions, and 1 glute session, and that's spread out throughout the week. And yeah, so I aim to go 5 times, but sometimes I do go 6, maybe 7, and on them other days it would be like if I wanted to go for cardio. Competition done, photo shoot done. What's next for you? Well, that's a good question. I asked myself that this last couple of days. What's next? Basically, my plan is, right now, my short-term plan is to just get back on to my normal routine, which now the kids are back at school, I'm going to the gym in the morning, I'm just gonna focus on eating a stable amount of calories every day rather than going out on the weekend, consuming a lot of calories, and then having to balance it out for the rest of the week by not eating as much calories, because that's what I've been doing over the summer. I've been able to kind of maintain, and I've enjoyed myself, but now I just want to get back into that. So that's like my short-term goal, is just to get back into that, get everything kind of optimized. I want to start building muscle, because I feel like this summer I've not prioritized building muscle, I've prioritized fun, which is okay, but I want to prioritize building muscle, getting back into that routine, and I want to build like everywhere. Yeah, but obviously I want to build my legs and glutes, and I feel like I've lost muscle in my shoulders and my arms and my back, so I want to rebuild that. I don't know if I have, or whether it's just me over like not getting as much of a pump, do you know what I mean? I need to start taking pre-workout again, I need to start taking creatine again, so that's like the goal. And then I am thinking, once that's all back on track, I am contemplating whether doing a show in April, a bikini competition in April, or July kind of time. I need to decide sooner rather than later, so that I've got enough time to kind of prepare for it and prep for it, whether I want to do that or whether I want to do another photo shoot. Or I am actually contemplating doing something like a marathon, because I've not trained for anything like that before, and I think it would be quite fun and interesting to see how hard it is, and because it's a different kind of goal, innit? It's not like aesthetic, it's more like endurance. And yeah, so I'm thinking of that. I also want to go on like a hike challenge, like where they climb a mountain or something, but I need to find somewhere that's like fairly close to me, and I need to find someone that will actually do it with me as well. So if you live near me, or you live near a hike mountain, you want to meet up and go for a hike up a mountain or something, yeah, let me know, because I have no one in my life that would actually do that with me. I've already asked everyone, no one wants to do that. What was the turning point for you when you decided enough was enough? I feel like it was a combination of gradually feeling like enough, like I was like hitting rock bottom, if that makes sense. Like I was really depressed, I was really anxious, I felt so rubbish about myself, and I knew I wanted to change. But like a lot of you have probably experienced, just because you are sick of the way you feel and stuff, it's not like that is enough to push you to change, do you know what I mean? Like it's just like, you just feel like it's impossible, if that makes sense. So I was like at that point where I was like, I'm so sick and tired of feeling like this, but what can I do about it? Like I've already tried everything, like I felt like I tried every diet, I felt like there was no way I was going to be able to lose all of that weight and actually keep it off, because obviously every time I tried losing weight, I'd lost a bit of weight and then I regained it and more, so I kind of felt like I wasn't going to be able to do it anyway, so what was the point of even trying? And I kind of just was stuck feeling sorry for myself and feeling like I was just trapped, basically. And then I saw one of my friends, I hadn't seen her for a while, and she'd been working on losing weight, and when I saw her, she'd lost so much weight, and obviously I knowing her struggles with her weight and stuff, like I just remember being so like amazed, if that makes sense, like so inspired by seeing her, and she'd kept it off and she still kept the weight off as well, and it just made me realize like if she can do it, I can do it as well. I just remember thinking like if she can do it, I can do it. Like there's no reason, like what's my excuse? If she can do it, I don't have an excuse. That inspired me, but still didn't push me enough to start that very day. But it was like basically my friend Ashley, you guys know Ashley, it was her birthday basically, and we were going out. With me suffering with depression and anxiety, like I didn't really go out that much, and for her birthday I was actually excited to go out for like the first time in such a long time. So like in my head, like I planned out this outfit. It was weird because when I was bigger, like I knew I was big, but whenever I would try and picture myself getting dressed up, I would vision myself as slimmer than what I was. So when I put the outfit on and I got ready to in this outfit, I bought a couple of sizes what I thought was bigger than me, thinking it would be baggy, and I put it on and it was so tight and everything was just so tight and uncomfortable. I felt hot, sweaty, my buttons kept popping open, I was wearing heels, my feet were killing, I was out of breath, like I just really couldn't enjoy myself. Like I felt so shit the whole night, like I felt so like it just made me realize, like, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't deserve to feel like this. I deserve to be able to go out and have like a good night. Like, I remember they were all dancing, like all my friends were dancing and getting chatted up by guys, and I was just standing there, and I felt like I couldn't dance. I felt like I couldn't enjoy myself. I was just constantly like so self-conscious, and I was just like, nah, this is it. Like, I'm actually so done. Like, I'm done. Like, I feel like I'm so unhealthy and I'm so unhappy in myself, and I just don't deserve to feel like this. And literally from like the next day, I downloaded my fitness pal, and I was just like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. This is it. I remember telling myself, this is the last time I'm going to feel like this, like intentionally, without doing anything about it. Do you think if I try, I can achieve close to what you have achieved? I'm 43, so much older than you. Yeah, I definitely think, I don't think that, I do understand that age can contribute to weight loss being a bit harder. It's a bit like you've slowed down a little bit, if that makes sense. But 43, that ain't old. Do you know what I mean? Like, that ain't old. You're as young as you feel, right? And also, like, I do understand, like, everything kind of slows down, but it's a little bit of a myth that weight loss is harder as you're older, if that makes sense. Because the only reason why it's harder is because you don't move as much. You slow down, obviously. You're older, so everything kind of slows down, like you slow down. Whereas if like you put the effort in to move a little bit more and eat a bit less, you will lose weight. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure I saw a video from Greg LOUISEYT and he went into it, like, explaining everything. If I can find the video, I'll link it down below, but if not, maybe search it up on his channel. He's got hundreds of videos, so I don't know if we'll find it, but I do remember watching a video like that. It made sense. So I do definitely think you can, but it all depends on like what you're willing to do to achieve that, if that makes sense. Like, you have to make it healthy and sustainable for yourself, but it's also going to be a bit hard, obviously, because you have to move a lot more and be cautious with how many calories you eat, as in like tracking it. As you're a bit older, you might have to eat a little bit less calories. That's where it will be a bit harder, but I do think it's physically possible. I don't think it's impossible. Like, there's no age that you reach that you're then like, oh well, I can't do anything about it. I don't think it matters how old you are. You can always like better your health and lose weight, and whether you lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds, you'll still be a lot healthier than if you didn't try it all and you just thought that your age was going to hold you back. Do you know what I mean? So I would say it's definitely possible as long as you put in the work and you don't give up. How did you get rid of your hip dips? Please tell us which exercises really work for that area. I still have hip dips, okay? I have hip dips. I feel like hip dips are just genetic. It's normal. There's like nothing really wrong with them. It's just, for some reason, we feel self like insecure about it. And I do understand that because I've always kind of not liked it, but I still have hip dips. The only thing that's made them look less apparent is losing body fat, because I've noticed when I put body fat on, I put body fat in this area here, and that's like the hips, and then I get the dip, and then I get my butt, if that makes sense. So then it creates the illusion of a hip dip. The leaner I get, the less noticeable it is. Obviously you can build up like muscle area there, which I have been working on as well. So what I find quite good with them is hip adductions, you know, where you sit on the machine and you push your legs like outwards like that. They do work that the side glute area, and then also it would be like side glute kicks. You could use like a cable machine. Other than that, it's just genetic and body fat distribution. Your skin is beautiful. Did you change your routine? More care post weight loss? It's funny because obviously when I was bigger, my skin was like not great. Like, it didn't look healthy. It wasn't necessarily really bad, but I did suffer with like getting lots of spots, and like my skin looked more dull. I think just eating healthier, eating fruits, eating vegetables definitely helped clear my skin quite a lot. And I now do have more of a skincare routine. I do take care of myself a lot better as well. So I drink obviously lots of water. That's going to help your skin, like keep it hydrated. I moisturize quite a lot. My moisturizer I use is the Nivea Nourishing one in the blue bottle. But basically I always make sure I use micellar water to take off my makeup. Like, I won't go to bed with makeup on. I'll make sure even if like I'm not wearing any makeup that day, what I do is I clear my skin before I go to bed. I've started putting on some anti-wrinkle cream. It's like oil basically, so I'll do a couple drops over my face, rub that in, let that kind of dry a bit, and then I'll put the Nivea lotion on, and then in the morning I will clean my face again with micellar water and do that same thing before I put my makeup on. That's the only kind of skincare routine I do. I don't like have loads of different products that I put on my face, but that's just, yeah, that's just what I do. And I have noticed like my skin is a lot more, especially since using the anti-wrinkle oils, it's a lot more tighter looking and shiny, but not greasy looking. It just looks more smooth. So yeah, that's what my skincare routine is. How long are your workouts? Like leg days, it can be anything from 1.5 hours to 2 hours, depending on how long I'm just resting between sets as well, whether how much energy I've got, whether I'm just pushing through it. But yeah, just about that, 1.5 to 2 hours. Obviously I've had sessions that are like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, but that's just me taking my sweet time. Do you share time with the kids with your ex? Yeah, so what we're currently doing is when he's off work twice a week, he will have the kids, and that's like my time away from the kids, which has been nice. You know, I get like my time away, but it does feel really weird, like especially the first couple of times when I just obviously went with the kids. I was like, I feel like I should be with them, like I feel like I'm not being a mum. Do you know what I mean? But it's also nice to have that time away, and then he gets time with them. What made you stick to dieting? I'm struggling to get myself motivated. What made me stick to it is just the fact that I remembered, like I would remind myself of basically the moment of the night where I felt like rubbish, and remind myself of why I'm doing this in the first place. I feel like that's why it's so important to have a strong why, and you just have to keep reminding yourself to do it, and you push yourself and you just do it. Basically, you can't rely on motivation. And I posted this quote on my story, like I reposted it because it's so true. It's like, are you motivated to brush your teeth every day? No, but you still do it. Are you motivated to go to work every day? No, but you still go. So you have to treat your diet and exercise, weight loss as that. Like, you're not going to be motivated all the time, but you just got to do it. It's just got to become one of those things that you just do. You have to prioritize it. Otherwise, if you rely on motivation, you're never going to succeed, because the motivation is great to get you started, and it's fun when you start something and you're so motivated, but you have to realize that you're not always going to feel like doing it. You're not going to always feel like going to the gym. You're not always going to feel like eating healthy or feel like tracking your calories, but you just do it because you have a goal and you want to achieve it. Same as like you brush your teeth. Like, you have a choice. You don't have to brush your teeth, but you know if you don't brush your teeth, you're going to get yellow teeth, they're going to get decay, you're going to fall out. You know what I mean? Same as if you don't always want to go to work, but you know if you don't go to work, you ain't going to get paid. And if you don't get paid, then life's harder and you're going to lose your house or something. I don't know. Like, same thing. If you don't track your calories, you don't exercise, you're going to be unhappy in your body. You're going to be unhealthy. You're not going to lose the weight. So like, you have to think of it like that. You just have to do it. You can't rely on motivation. Did you remove any saggy skin? No, I've had no skin removal. I've had no surgeries or anything. So I know people probably ask many times, but why belly fat goes away at the end? It's just, I feel like for women a lot is hormones maybe. And obviously we have to have a certain amount of body fat around that area to protect our organs and like our womb, our ovaries and all that stuff. So it's just more like genetics. It's more just the way the body is made. I think it's more to just like protect us and our organs and our babies. Alcohol and fat loss, can you drink it? I would say yes, but in moderation, and it does depend. So in moderation, I mean, if you're drinking it every weekend, probably not, because alcohol contains calories, and quite a lot of calories, and it's a lot easier to overconsume your calories and undo a calorie deficit while you're drinking, like through liquids, and also when you're drunk. I don't know about you guys, but after a night out, you want to get like some food, you get extra hungry, and then the next day you don't really feel like moving much. And I personally don't, I feel like eating takeaway or not cooking or eating, like I'm a bit more hungry the day after as well. So I always find like if I go out drinking, I'm not eating the greatest on that day or the day after. So it's a lot easier to undo your calorie deficit, and if you're doing that every week, you're not really going to make much progress. So it's best to limit it to either 1 or 2 drinks, count your calories in with it, or if you're going to have like a big night out, limit it to maybe like once a month at max. How do you still find time to prep meals or work out now you're a single mum? I don't really prep meals, so nothing has changed since becoming a single mum in the sense of how I eat, if that makes sense. I still cook the same, like all of my food is basically still the same. Working out has been hard over the 6 weeks, I'm not gonna lie. It was 6 weeks holiday, it's been hard because I can't just go to the gym in the morning while he looks after the kids because he's not there anymore. So obviously my training schedule has been all over the place, but I have still been getting to the gym and training, and that's obviously because I've got Ashley and she helps me out a lot. So most of the time after work she will come over and she will look after the kids while I go to the gym and train. I obviously can't spend too long there. I can't sometimes finish a whole workout, but I'll get done what I need to get done. That's why I've kind of thrown my routine off, because obviously I like to train in the morning. But now they're back at school, nothing has changed in that sense, because I can just go to the gym after I've dropped them off to school, which was my routine before. But obviously where it gets hard is like when they're off school, when they're on holiday and stuff. So yeah, but that's just how I've been managing it. You know, you just have to find the time, and you know, when you've got a supportive person in your life, it helps out a lot. So Ashley's helped me out a lot with that over the 6 weeks, and I appreciate her. Question for you, YouTube: do more guys stare at you now versus before? Yeah, definitely. I didn't really get stared at like that much when I was bigger. I don't think at all. I definitely get like approached a lot more. Especially when I'm going out or whatever. I do get approached by men a lot more. I get a lot more male attention. I'm kind of used to it now, but obviously at first it was like, you know, it felt a bit weird. I get like catcalling a bit, which, yeah, at first, when I first lost weight, I was like, ah, like kind of found it funny. And now it depends on the way it's done. Sometimes it could be done to a point where it really does, like, it makes you feel like a type of way, and it like annoys me quite a bit. Just when it's more degrading. Like I had a guy walking behind me, and he kept like walking quite close behind me, and I just had this feeling like turn around, and I looked, and he was literally recording my bum from behind me. Like he was holding his phone like that and like looking down and recording, and I caught him, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? And he got really defensive and started stuttering and everything, and was like, nothing. And I was like, was you recording me? And he was like, no. And I was like, I swear you were. And he was like, no, I weren't. I was taking a selfie. And I was like, what, from down here? You're lying, mate. And I was just like things like that is just like, I don't find that flattering. But I have had like nicer comments, like, so it does depend on the way guys do it. I think guys sometimes think like girls are being rude when they get annoyed at that kind of stuff, but it just depends on the way you do it. Like if you're like, hey, sexy, da, 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 stuff like that, that's not nice. I don't like that. But like I've had a few nice ones where, I don't know, for example, like this guy was riding past on his bike, and he was like, excuse me, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, I was just thinking he wanted directions or something, and he was like, I just wanted to let you know you're the most beautiful thing I've seen all day. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like things like that. And then he just rode off. He didn't want nothing, he just wanted to say that. So that was nice, because I was like, oh, thank you. And it was just a nice compliment. And then he went on. It didn't make me feel like degraded or cheap or anything, whereas like some guys just makes you feel kind of dirty, or like, do you know what I mean? That's all the questions. I'm gonna walk back to my car now. I think I've lost myself. I'm lost. Right, I need to find my car. I need to find the way back to the car park. Maybe I'll just walk back on myself. Uh-oh. And there's no signal down here. Anyway, guys, wish me luck. Wish me luck finding my car. I'll be fine, don't worry. Don't worry about me. I think I know where I'm going now, actually. It's all good. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed me answering the questions. Yeah, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments down below. It was nice catching up with you guys. I'll go down there. Now we'll walk back this way. I know my way. Yeah, we'll walk back this way. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!